Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today, we're going to be talking about shows you need to binge watch this summer, but also just in general. But also, before we even start that, two things. I know my makeup's crazy. We're just not going to talk about it. But also, to all my American viewers, happy Independence Day, 4th of July, whatever you like to call it. Because it's a holiday. And that's why I'm filming later. Well, I always film later. What am I even talking about? But these are just shows. I'm gonna describe the premise, or if you don't know what premise means, what the show is about, and also tell you who's in it. See if you want to watch that, and you can add it to your watch list. I don't know. So the first one on my list is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Now, this is a show. It's a Netflix original that is about this girl who is trapped in an underground bunker for 15 years. And then it's basically about her life after that and how it goes, basically. And it's crazy, but it's also a very fun show. It has, Ellie Kemper, is on it, and Jane Krakowski, which, who doesn't love them? And it's just a great show, so that's, if you want to watch it, it's there. Next one is That 70s Show. Now, That 70s Show is, a show, it's kind of like Friends, but it's set in the 70s. That's the best way that I can describe it. And it's just like these 6 friends, they're all in high school, and it's just them, like, in the 70s, and they just hang out, basically. It's just their lives as being friends, basically. It has Mila Kunis, Topher Grace, Ashton Kutcher, and it's great. I should also be saying my favorite character, right? I mean, I don't really have a favorite character for either of those shows, so if I have one, we're gonna say it. Next show is Little Fires Everywhere. This show is really great. What it's about is, well, I like it because it also takes place in Ohio, which, I mean, I'm from Ohio, so obviously I love it for that reason. But it's basically they're, 2 90s moms, and it takes place in Shaker Heights, in the 90s, and it's very crazy, but it, like, starts out, and I'm just gonna tell you how it starts, and this is how the trailer goes too, so you can't even yell at me. And it's like someone tried to burn down your house knowing that you were inside of it. So that's what I'm gonna tell you. And then it's just leading up from like 4 months before that. It's 3 or 4 months before that. I haven't watched this show in a few months. I'm gonna try to have my memory just in my mind. And it's very good, and it's very crazy. There's a lot of plot twists. And it has Reese Witherspoon. It actually started out as a book, so also read the book, which I haven't read, but you can tell me how it is. And Kerry Washington, and it's a really great show. I love it a lot. Next one is Dead to Me. Now, this is a Netflix original show as well, and it's about these 2 newly widowed wives, and basically them just going through that, but also there's a lot of plot twists in it. I don't want to give too much away, so that's why these descriptions aren't great, but it's about these newly widowed moms, and how they just, are dealing with that. But even in the first episode, there's a lot of plot twists, but also just in general, there's a lot of plot twists. It stars Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini, and it's a dramedy, but also, just in case you need to get parents' approval, ask for parents' approval for all of these. That's all I'm gonna say. I know I'm allowed to watch that stuff, so I just don't want you to take anything and blame me. So, but yeah, it's really great. Next one is Friends. Now, I love Friends. One of my favorite shows of all time. Well, all of these are, but Friends is basically about, well, it's also in the 90s, and it's about these 6 friends in New York City. It's New York City. Yeah. Why am I... Okay, so they just all live in New York, and that's basically what it is, and it's their lives. And it ran for 10 seasons, so if you think that sounds boring, it's a lot better than the description sounds. But basically, it stars Jennifer Aniston, who else is in it? Matthew Perry. I'm not gonna say all of them. We're just gonna say Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry. David Schwimmer is in there. And it's a great show. I love it a lot. Well, it's also just iconic, so that's why. Next one is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Now, this show is also fantastic. Now, it's also a book series, so if you read the books, or at least have read some of them, then you would love this. But it basically is about these orphaned children, and them, like, being in their foster homes, and them also, like, solving mysteries, and trying to get away from a bad guy. It has Neil Patrick Harris, he's there, which, who doesn't love him? And there's also, who else is in it? Melina Weissman, I think that's how you say it. Weissman. I'm really trying. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's it. But it's really good. There's also a lot of plot twists, but it's great. Next one is Glee. Now, Glee is probably my favorite show of all time, which I have just recently started watching it, but I already started the show over again, and I'm in season 2, so that really tells you about it. Basically, this also takes place in Ohio, which I love that aspect, but Glee is about, like, a high school glee club, and them, like, trying to win their competitions, but also there's a lot of drama, especially in the first season, and just, it's great. It has, who's on it? Heather Morris is on it, Chris Colfer, there's also, I'm trying to think of all people who are on it, Amber Riley. It's a great show, but it's awesome. Next one is called Mom. This show is basically about these, two, well, it's about, a grandma and her, daughter, and, the daughter's daughter, basically, and they were all teen parents, and it's that, but also, like, they all go to AA and stuff like that, and it's a very fun show. It's funny, but also it's funnier than it sounds, but it's great. It has, Allison Janney, and what's her name? Anna Faris, and it's a great show. I love it. Next one is 2.5 Men. This show is basically about, all of these shows have really boring premises, but anyway, 2.5 Men is about, this guy, he's really rich, and his brother moves in with him, and, after his brother got a divorce from, his wife, and his son also lives with them, and that's basically it, and it's all that. There's, it stars Charlie Sheen, John Cryer, but also, later Ashton Kutcher is also part of the cast later, but it's great. I love it a lot. Next one is Law and Order SVU. Now, this is one of my secret obsessions. I love Law and Order SVU. Now, it's great. I absolutely love it. But basically, it's about officers, like police officers, but they work in the NYPD, but they work in the Special Victims Unit. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But it's great. And my favorite episode is for sure Wildlife. I should have been saying my favorite episodes too, but I didn't really have a favorite episode for all of these. But that one just reminds me of Tiger King, even though I don't even like Tiger King that much, but that's what it reminds me of, so that's why that's here. But it's just a great show. And who's in it? Christopher Maloney, I think that's his name, and Mariska Hargitay, and it's great. Next one is Escape the Night. Now, I love Escape the Night so much, and it's a YouTube show by Joe Graceffa, who I love, and it's basically a surreality competition show where he, invites all of his friends to this house, and then one of them dies mysteriously, and then they have to try to, basically, there's death challenges, where if you don't win, you die, and if you do, then I'm pretty sure I think you get immunity, actually. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's something. But it's that, and it's great. It stars Joe Graceffa, obviously, and there's also season 1 gives you, who's in season 1? Glozell is in season 1. So is, who else is there? Ava Gutowski, she's in season 1. It's great. And season 2 has Gabby Hanna, who obviously I love her. Who else is in season 2? Alex Wasabi, Lord DIY, they're all in season 2. And season 3 has Matt Pat, who I love so much. Film Theory is a great channel. Then it also has Colleen Ballinger and Rosanna Pansino. They're all in that season. Then season 4 is an all-star season, but also Bretman Rock joins the cast. So it's great. And now, my last show on the list, and that is Riverdale. Now, I know Riverdale is kind of a joke, but I'm obsessed with it. I watch it every day. And I've not finished this show, so we are just gonna keep that in mind. But basically, this is about a high school in the city of Riverdale. It's based on the Archie comics characters. There's a lot of drama and a lot of plot twists. But the first season, if you just want to watch that to get a taste of it, it's about this whole thing where one of the kids in their school was in a tragic accident where he drowned. And that's all I'm going to say right now. But there's a huge plot twist where it... well, I can't really say that. But it's really interesting. But it's basically all of these things oh my gosh, we can't believe that this happened, and then something else happens, and they start investigating. It has, Cole Sprouse is in this show, Lily Reinhart, Camila Mendez, and KJ Apa, and it's just a great show, and I love it a lot. But I will see you guys on Wednesday, hopefully, and that is actually a video about Glee, because obviously I love it, and I will see you guys then, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, thumbs it up, and, subscribe if you want to, and bye.